And thanks for joining me on Developing Stories. My name is Remy Allen. The Presidential Election Petitions Court in Abuja has admitted a total of 337 exhibits tendered by the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, challenging the emergence of President Bola Tinubu as the winner of the February 25 presidential election. At the resumed hearing in the matter, the PDP and Atiku, through their legal team, led by Chris Uche, informed the court that the documents in evidence were in respect of 33 states of the Federation, with the exclusion of Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, and Lagos states. The petitioners to the court that the certified results, which were contained in forms ECA 8A, were downloaded by INEC from its IREF portal. However, the respondents in the petition objected to the admissibility of the certified true copies of the documents which were presented before the court. Tinubu, through his team of lawyers led by Wole Olanipekun, objected to the tendering of information which, according to the petitioners, were extracted from the bimodal voter accreditation system machines that were used for the conduct of the 2023 presidential election. Furthermore, INEC's team of lawyers opposed the admissibility of the downloaded results, just as other respondents raised objections. The National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has officially increased fuel pump price to more than 500 naira in different parts of the country. NNPC station pegged fuel price at 500 naira in Akure, 488 naira in Lagos, and 537 naira per litre in Abuja. NNPC spokesman Garibadin Muhammad, in a statement, said the increase in price was an adjustment to current market realities, indicating petrol subsidy removal. He, however, assured Nigerians of NNPC's commitment to ensuring a ceaseless supply of products. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has fumed over the adjustment of pump prices by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company. Describing the development as unfortunate, NLC President Joe Ajaero said NNPC's action was coming on the heels of an ongoing meeting with stakeholders in the oil and gas sector to manage the unilateral but unfortunate announcement by the president. Ajaero called on the federal government to immediately instruct NNPC to withdraw the pricing template to allow free flow of discussions by the parties. He added that Nigerians would not accept any manipulations of any kind from any other parties, especially from the representatives of the government. The president of the World Bank Group, David Malpass, has warned that Nigeria's parallel market exchange rate is harmful as it worsens future debt service payments and increases the risk of debt distress. Malpass said this in a blog post titled Parallel Exchange Rates, the World Bank's approach to helping people in developing countries, published on the bank's website. According to Malpass, about 24 emerging and developing economies, including Nigeria, have an active parallel currency market. The World Bank chief noted that such practices are expensive and can drive corruption. He further warned that parallel exchange rate markets adversely affect the impact of the bank's projects while leading to more foreign debts. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has filed a lawsuit against the federal government over alleged discriminatory, unfair, and illegal treatment of members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. ASU joined in the suit as defendants are Minister of Labor and Employment, Attorney General of the Federation, and Accountant General of the Federation. In the suit, Falana is asking the court to determine whether having paid the salaries of members of National Association of Resident Doctors and lecturers in medical facilities during the period of their industrial actions, members of ASU are not entitled to theirs from February to October 2022. No date has been fixed for hearing of the suit. Borno State Government will later this year commence afternoon primary and secondary school education system. This is to address the problems of congestion and increased enrollment of out-of-school children. Governor Babagana Zulum, who announced this in Maiduguri, said his administration has built dozens of new mega-sized schools and expanded existing ones, but it is still faced with issues of congested classrooms with thousands of out-of-school children. Zulum explains that introducing afternoon schools would entail an increased number of staff and newbies who will be trained in school orientation and be deployed to old non-teaching positions in the afternoon schools. As part of measures to improve the standard of education in Borno State, Governor Zulum has also announced a plan to recruit 5,000 teachers during his second tenure. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Olisa Agbakoba, said the nation's service chiefs should resign from their positions. He said their resignation had become imperative to ensure that Bola Tinubu's administration succeeds in its war against insecurity. Agbakoba, who made a call in an interview on a national television program, said the security agencies need new leadership to ensure they function optimally in tackling current challenges. Speaking on what Tinubu should do to put the nation on the right track, Agbakoba said the country is so divided that nothing can happen without President Tinubu making a big attempt to unite Nigerians, just as he suggested a meeting of ethnic nationalities for what he called thorough dialogue for true reconciliation. Agbakoba also called on the EFCC chairman Abdulrasheed Bawa to step aside, saying the anti-graft campaign has lost both steam and direction under his stewardship. The Rivers State Police Command has uncovered a baby factory run by a child trafficking syndicate in Alu, Ikwere local government area of the state. The command rescued 6 pregnant women from the baby making factory. The pregnant women were arrested alongside the operator of the child trafficking center, Akudo Azoro, who confessed to running the illegal business. Azoro explained that she gives out the babies to families who do not have children of their own and not to ritualists. Some of the pregnant women confessed that they went to the factory pregnant and that they intended to give out their children after birth because they do not have the financial capacity to cater for the children after birth. President Bola Tinubu has held a bilateral meeting with the special envoy of the Chinese President Xi Jinping and Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, Peng Chenhua. The meeting happened barely 72 hours after envoys of the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and Saudi Arabia pledged their support for the Tinubu administration. The delegation included the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Xuan Jinshun, and his deputy. Although the details of the bilateral meeting were yet to be made public, the leaders were expected to discuss key areas of collaboration between Nigeria and the People's Republic of China. The Economic Community of West African States, in collaboration with the Commission of the European Union under the 11th European Development Fund, has reviewed plans to eradicate poverty through enhanced governance, transparency, and accountability within the West African energy sector. Director of Energy and Mines of ECOWAS, Ronebe Dabiri, said there is a framework of cooperation and agreements between ECOWAS, the EU, to improve the West African energy sector. According to Dabire, the program would pave the way for universal access to modern, affordable, reliable and sustainable energy services, which is a precondition for sustainable development and for alleviating poverty within the region. He further noted that once a conducive environment for access to modern energy services is created, a large population of people will be able to use the energy for productive and income-generating activities. And finally, on sports, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria are through to the quarterfinals of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup after beating Argentina 2-0 to send the tournament hosts out of the championship. Ibrahim Muhammad opened scoring for Ladamboso's boys on 61 minutes. Real Osrc made it 2-0 in the first minute of added time to send the record six-time Under-20 World Cup champions packing from the tournament. In the quarterfinals, Nigeria will battle either Ecuador or South Korea on Sunday in Santiago del Estero. And that ends Developing Stories. Thanks so much for watching. Good morning.